Hello world, it is 12:51 in the morning. It's a Friday, I don't have school tomorrow, I'm gonna do my sleeping then. If you're wondering why it's pitch black and you can't see anything, it's because the light switch is all the way over there and I'm kinda already just laying here comfy. I figured I'd turn my camera on, just kinda point it. Whatever. I am doing a video response right now to a video I watched earlier today. I guess it would have been yesterday. It was an anti-rape video, but the way in which it was projected was this kid was attacking victims. And I just have one little itty-bitty teeny tiny little thing to say to that. You can't sit there and attack a victim unless you are a victim. And even if you were a victim, you would not be sitting there attacking another victim. I don't know, this kid just sat there like a freaking idiot and just said a whole bunch of BS about how you help the attacker by not saying anything. You help him hurt someone else, blah 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 blah, etc. etc. He said all this tough stuff. He looked like a fucking idiot. Pardon my language, he looked like a freaking idiot sitting there and talking like that. I mean, I don't think this kid has been raped. He sits there and he talks about, you know, his like holier than thou, whatever. He thinks he's tough. But the main thing right now that I'm upset about is the fact that he made this video. There are certain people that are allowed to do these kind of videos. Like, this kid really needs to stick to what he knows. He needs to stick to God bashing, and he needs to stick to, you know, meat bashing. Double meaning. Double meaning. You got that, YouTuber? Yeah. This kid, a hardcore Democrat, whatever. I can identify with Democrat. But just, I don't know. Ooh. Anyway, this kid, he just kind of sat there and he was making this video about how, I don't know, you help the attacker by not saying anything. Well, I just have one thing to ask this kid. Let's say this kid got raped, but he was like most rape victims. He knew the person that raped him. And let's say, not only did he know this person was a member of his immediate family. What do you do then? You can't say anything, because you're going to make your family look bad. You're going to make your family look like a whole bunch of incestual a-holes. So you can't turn them in. So what do you do? I don't know, this kid just... That's my phone. This kid really just needs to shut the F up. He honestly has no freaking clue, obviously, what he's talking about in any way, shape, or form. He just really pissed me off, and I kind of want to punch him in the mouth. Because unless you've been there, and you actually have been there and done that, then you really have no right to talk about. Especially something like rape. That's not something you joke around about. That's not a topic to be... That's not a dinner topic. If it isn't a dinner topic, don't sit there and make a YouTube video about it. Just don't do it. In fact, I probably shouldn't be making this video response based on that opinion right there, but whatever, I think that it needs to be done because this kid really needs to be put in his place. Normally I agree with what he says. He says a lot of really smart things. He normally has his statistics good and what such, but I don't know, this time his statistics were wrong, his stories were flawed, he exaggerated, and he gave a whole bunch of false defense techniques, and that just really pissed me off. You have 2 thumbs, he has 2 eyes. What happens if your hands are taped behind your back? What happens if you're bound and gagged? What happens if there's a bag over your head? What happens if you're in the back of a truck, you don't know where you are? Just... Man, what if he doesn't say anything? You can't recognize his voice. The only thing you really have to go on is, the stuff that you're not going to be able to talk about. The horrible feelings that are going to be left over from the attack. you're not going to be able to talk about that. And unless you had been there, and unless you had sat there and you have been attacked, you really cannot sit there and talk about things like that. I know I'm probably getting way too long. My videos are never this long. They're like 1 minute tops, and I always cut off the ending. But this is something that really, 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 really pissed me off today. I'm still upset about it. Whatever. I think I'm just going to be done with this right now, because I'm starting to work myself back up. And I'm sure this is starting to sound like gibberish. So I'm just going to end it at that. Post a comment to this video. Comment to his video. Make another video response for him. Tell him what you think of his video. If you're a female like me, you'll probably side with me because he's a freaking idiot. Whatever. Peace.